Hello, I'm Christine Franklyn, and I am an executive wellness coach who helps people who are stressed and busy find easy ways to have a healthy lifestyle.
And my name is Silvana Siskov. I'm a health coach and nutritionist, and work with people who want to lose weight and break free from emotional eating. And I wrote a numbers of books focusing on health, weight loss, and nutrition. And today we are going to talk about how to exercise if you hate working out.
Yes.
Right. So, Christine, what is your favorite kind of exercise if you hate working out?
Well, I hear people say all the time they try to exercise, but they're not consistent with it. And I always say that's because you're probably forcing yourself to do something that you don't really enjoy. So I don't think I ever really hate working out, but some days are strong days, some days I don't feel as strong. So I tend to have a wide range of exercises in my toolkit to kind of go to as resources so that on the days when I'm feeling really strong, I'll do cardio or maybe a HIIT workout. And then on days when I feel like, oh, I need to take it easy, then that's a day for Pilates or yoga or stretching or mobility instead. So I do more recovery type exercises on those days. And that way I know I can always get some kind of movement in without feeling like I'm forcing myself. And that's the worst feeling ever, to want to exercise, but feel like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. And then while you're exercising, you're not feeling like you're really into it. So I just avoid that altogether by choosing what feels right for that particular day, depending on how I feel. What about you, Silvana?
Yeah, I'm very similar kind of. When I feel tired, then I like walking to the sauna and just lie in the sauna for 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
But walking to the sauna, it takes me 40 minutes and then another
Ah,
40 minutes back.
aha, nice.
Yes. So I don't drive there. I could if I wanted to, but I don't want to drive there. So
Yeah.
yes, so I just walk there 40 minutes back. And also when I don't like going to the gym or anything like that, I also go to the shop and I walk to the shop and I
Ah,
carry my shopping on the way back,
aha.
which is another way of exercising. And I would like to share a story. This is actually, this was on TV, on British TV a few years ago, about probably 4 or 5 years ago. And it is quite interesting and very relevant to what we are talking about. Um, there was this documentary about kind of what exercise is the best for weight loss and for health and those kind of things. And they had three couples there, and they asked them to do different kind of activity over the few hours. So one couple, their activity was to do nothing, just sit and watch TV. Second couple had to go to the gym with a personal trainer, and they had to do really, really kind of, they had to push themselves, do really, really kind of tough kind of exercise for a few hours. And the third couple, they were asked to do, to clean the house. And then after that, later on that afternoon, they checked with some kind of machines and that how many calories they lost, how many fat they lost. And obviously people who were just sitting watching TV, they obviously they didn't lose as much. Couple who lost most calories and fat was the couple who went to the gym. And obviously the second couple was the one who did the domestic work. But what was interesting was that the people who went to the gym, they said that kind of they liked it, but they were so tired after that, they were aching a lot, and they said that they normally don't have a time to do that much exercise every day or a few times a week. And the couple who did the domestic work, they absolutely loved it. And they said that that was, in their opinion, the most sustainable and kind of way to go, which was really interesting. And I remember
Very.
I could see the man washing the windows. A lady was doing dishes, emptying dishwasher, and making the bed, changing the bed sheets, doing a hoovering and all kind of things. But it's interesting how kind of people always think of exercise as going to the gym or playing a sport or something like that, but it doesn't necessarily need to be a sport or a gym. It could be any kind of movement. And yeah, cleaning the house is a brilliant way of exercising.
Yes, yes, that's so true. And,
Mm.
we think about exercise in terms of going to the gym or going for a run because we typically have pretty sedentary lifestyles.
Mm.
So if we were living the way people used to, we wouldn't even have to really think about it because
Mm.
we would be moving throughout the day. We would have manual labor to do and tasks that get our heart rate up. And we wouldn't even have to consider, oh, I need to get my exercise in today. We'd be walking instead of driving to many of the
Mm.
places we needed to go. So it's really a factor of our modern lifestyle that has caused us to really even have to think about, okay, let's see, how do I exercise? How do I stay fit? So what you said is so
Yeah.
true.
And it's also what I find interesting that these days people pay a cleaner to clean the house.
Yes.
People pay a gardener to do the gardening. People pay a window cleaner to clean their windows. So they can go to the gym or maybe they can do some kind of exercise.
It's so ironic.
Yeah, I know. It is when you think about it. I know.
Yeah.
I know. I know. So really, there are so many ways that we can implement exercise in our everyday life without actually exercising, without thinking of it as an exercise, without actually going to gym, because so many people actually don't like gyms.
Yes.
But they feel they have to push themselves. They feel they have to force themselves to go to the gym. But instead, as I just mentioned, they can clean the windows. They can do the gardening. They can walk to the shop and walk back with the 5-10 kilos of heavy bags. So there are just so many ways. Exercise is not just a exercise. Exercise could be whenever we move our body, we in a way we exercise.
Yes. And we feel so good afterwards. So if
Mm.
we start by doing something that's natural to us or that feels good to us, and then we also feel energized afterwards, then it really does become something that you look forward to rather than something that you dread. So
Yeah.
that's really important to keep it as simple as possible and focus on movement rather than thinking about exercise or working out in the way that we typically think of it today. So
Yeah.
that's such an important point.
Yeah, but also it's important to mention that sometimes when I work with clients, they say to me, so because I'm going to be moving a bit more, does it mean I can eat more?
Oh.
Yes. So yeah, it's important to mention that doesn't mean that.
Yes.
And especially also with some people, they feel that they exercise if they just go for, I don't know, afternoon stroll. Exercising means that you are really kind of doing things fast, you are walking fast, you are sweating a little bit. So for instance, cleaning a house, I mean, you can do it in your own pace, do it little by little, and not use much energy, but you can do it really fast, you can really sweat, and that is a proper kind of exercise.
Yes. And if you put on some music while you do your housework, which is what I like to do, then you're
Exactly.
dancing, you're moving even more when you're doing it. So I think it
Exactly.
can work so well.
Yeah. So there are really many ways how we can implement exercise in our everyday life, and that doesn't need to be gym. It doesn't need to be playing sports. If people have a time for it and if they like it, then yeah, it's a bonus. But it not necessarily it needs to be exercise like playing tennis, playing football, going to the gym, working with personal trainer. It can be, as I said, just going to the shop and carrying a heavy shopping back home.
Yes, I love it. So hopefully that makes it easier for anyone who typically says they hate exercising.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that people benefited from this today, and yeah, and there is no, there is no reason why people can't exercise, even if they're busy, even if they don't like working out. Just to move your body more than you did yesterday, and tomorrow move your body more than you did today.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what are we going to be talking about next week?
Next week, we'll talk about best diets versus worst diets, and that's going to be really good one. Really
It
good
will
one.
be so interesting. Looking forward to
Yeah,
it.
I'll see you next week.
See you then.